I shouted immediately. How's everything? How's everybody? So for those of you who have never been on stream before, my name is Lenard Phillips, and this is a Returner's Hideout stream. And if you don't like what's happening right now, in 30 minutes everything will change. That's roughly how I have it. So who's here? Aspie's here. It's time for another live stream. I missed the last one. That's fine. You're here now, and that's what's important. I'm going to move over here. Who else are 4 and 6 is here? What's up? Elizabeth is here. Hello. Good. How's everybody doing? I wish to know the answer to this question. In the meantime, I've got a Final Fantasy 9 quiz that I have cultivated for this. Later on, we're going to call a member from Discord, have a conversation with them, and I don't know, we're just going to see what happens, as we do every stream. This is how we do it, Montel. So good. What's happening in y'all's world? Shop Monkey, I'm feeling quite good. I'm glad you're here, Shop Monkey. Also, last week, we had a wonderful conversation, I thought. And the week before that, we talked to Mindless Meat. Mindless Meat, I don't believe, is going to be here in this stream today. I recall reading that he's going to be out, which is fine. He said he's going to watch the playback, though, which is nice. So while I'm catching up, I'm going to go ahead and get my quiz ready, and we're going to start that fairly soon. And then we're going to call somebody, and then afterwards, after this stream, I'm having a members-only stream where us members will hang out and talk, and that's it. That's all we do. I'm going to get a drink. Sweet. Good deal. So for the Final Fantasy 9 quiz, I've got 10 questions. Kind of laggy on my end. That may just be me. It may honestly be my software too. I don't know why. Well, there's something downloading in BattleNet, so that might be it. Regardless, am I laggy on anybody else's end, or is it just us? Feeling quite good. Laggy on my end. Sweet. Good deal. So I've got 10 questions until the answer to that comes through. I've got 10 questions from Final Fantasy 9. And stream seems jumpy, but I thought it was all in my head. Don't ask. I won't ask. Maybe I do something with this. Babe, is it alright if I cancel this BattleNet thing? Because I don't want it to be jumpy. That's the last thing I want, is for it to be jumpy. Aspie says it's on your end. Just reload the page. Shot Monkey, you might have to reload the page also. I'm looking at it through my thing, and it's, I don't know. It seems okay, but not great. Not my normal stream. Whatever happens. Okay. I will get rid of the BattleNet thing. And I mean, it may not... I may have to restart the stream. I don't want to do that. So, I mean, I don't know. Aspie, is it all right on your end? It seems all right on your end. On your end. Innuendos. So next week I am doing... It's fine to me. Okay. Next week I'm doing the jump rope thing, where I released a video talking about, for every view that this video gets, I'm going to jump rope in Final Fantasy 9. So I'm doing that next week. So that'll be either really stupid or really fun. I'm going to move this. That's the wrong direction to move it. So right now the video is at... I should have looked at this ahead of time. Right now the video is at 471 views. So that's how many jumps. If it stays at that number, that's how many jumps I'm going to do next week. So it'll be really stupid. And I'll be very sleepy because I will have gotten back from Nashville at that point. I got some studio stuff to do. So anyway, it looks great. I'll have to miss it. That's okay. I'm gonna keep the playback up like I always do. I'm glad everybody's here and doing well. A little bit better after reload. Still doesn't fix my head though. Fair. I don't know what medicine can cure that. Lunatic is here. What's up? Good deal. Let me get myself together here really quickly. Okay. Sweet. I'm hanging out also in the Discord right now. And for some reason I'm not getting notifications, but that's fine. All right. So, all right, Final Fantasy 9 quiz is about to happen. And the some of the questions are ultra easy. Some of them I didn't know, which is all right. Waiting 15 minutes will cure it. Or starting it, turning it off and turning it back on again will also fix it. From what I hear on a particular television show that I love. All right, I still don't feel great about this camera placement. There we go. That's much better. All right, Final Fantasy 9 quiz. I would like a few more people to roll in before we start. But I might have to just start it and just see what happens. I don't know. And later on we'll be calling Javon, which will be super fun. I've wanted to talk to that guy for a long time. Yeah, I'm rebooting, basically. Yeah. Sometimes it's necessary. I hate that it's necessary sometimes, but it's necessary nonetheless. I was going to do more. I actually had 20 questions lined up, but some of them were really like over the top stupid, and I don't, maybe I should have brought them in. I don't know, but regardless, I have 10 ready. And I suppose, so what I'm going to do, last time we did a quiz, I didn't know how long to wait between questions, because I know that some people's stream it's like behind others, and basically when I was reading the next question, people's answers were just coming through, and so, which I guess is what's going to happen on a live stream of any sort, which is fine. And okay, so let's. I really want to wait, but at the same time, I've got a stream to do, and then I've got a dinner to eat later. I'm very excited about that. And as far as the members only live stream, I don't know what we're gonna do over there. I should probably plan that ahead of time, but I don't. It's almost a minute delay for me. Wow, yeah. How big of a delay is it for me, I wonder, on my... Oh, don't ask me that. I'm still in the 10-minute timer on mine. Okay, all right. We're having issues. It's fine. It's totally fine. Sweet, let me go back to this. Cool. So... I'm just going to do it. 10 questions. Final Fantasy 9. Oh, we've lost viewers, though. Let me see who's in. Let me see who's on Discord currently, before I get too ahead of myself. Good Lord, just go to the thing. There we are. Sweet. All right. Question 1. Put on your thinking caps. I'm going to have to put mine on also. Question 1. What theater group does Zidane belong to? 5, watch and talk about your favorite key parts. Thanks, Shop Monkey. Final Fantasy 9. While you're answering that question. Favorite key parts of Final Fantasy 9. I'm actually working on a video coming up fairly soon. And favorite key takeaways from that game is how many sort of heavy topics that it involves. Talks a lot about death and stuff. I'm watching it on my phone and PS5. There's like a 30-second delay between. Interesting. And Aspie, you're correct. Tantalus is the team, the theater group. Very good. Yeah, Final Fantasy 9. I need to go back and replay it because it's been a really long time. But the big takeaway for me was, it was a really fun game, and I really liked the ability learning system in that game. I'm a huge fan of it. Shot Monkey, yes, you got it right. And I don't know, it deals with a lot of really heavy topics, and for me that was Final Fantasy VI also dealt with a lot of heavy topics, but I really feel like 9 was heavy-handed with some of the ideas of death and, I don't know, super in-depth like life stuff that I feel is important to have and important to experience and sort of deal with on your own. And 9 made it easy for me to do. It's my favorite FF game. Oh, awesome. That's super cool. I'm somewhat replaying it currently for the video that I'm talking about, where I sort of go in depth with, like, if you're feeling behind in life and you feel like you're not quite where you need to be, then maybe give that game a playthrough. And, like, specifically with Vivi and even, I guess, with Zidane too, coming to grips with everything. Have you played Final Fantasy V? It had an ability. Yes, I love Final Fantasy V. For me, that game is up there on my list of games. The music is incredible. I only wish that we would have gotten it around the time that all that stuff was coming out. 5 is fun. 5 is great. I'm gonna go ahead. Question 2. What is the name of the first enemy that you fight? Like, he has a name, but he goes by something else whenever you fight him. FF5 is good. I'm a real big fan of Final Fantasy 3. And I don't know, I feel like they really perfected a lot of things with 3 that ended up being staples later on in the series. But at the same time, 1 and 2 also established a bunch of staples. You can also give me the name of the guy himself, but he goes by a very specific thing in the middle of the fight. I don't know, man. The guy dressed as a dragon. It's very, I mean, yes, but it's, A, he has a real name, and B, dragon is not it. So he's got a real name, and then he also, in the fight itself, is called something. And actually, this is one of the things that I didn't know. FF5 was pretty goofy. Yeah. It definitely, Final Fantasy 2 most underrated. Pensive, I'm glad you're here. And Final Fantasy 2 being most underrated, I've got a video coming out kind of soon. Actually, sooner than I think, about that. It's about how I really regret hating Final Fantasy 2 for years. I'll just sort of leave it at that. I just finished the script for it this past Friday, so we'll see. We'll see when it comes out. I've got a massive video coming out this week. I'm going to go with Jeff. I can't remember. So, yeah, so it's his real name is Baku, but in the fight, he's known as Masked Man. But dragon works well. Guy dressed as dragon. It's him, but it's Baku. Baku. Masked Man. FF6 is about dealing with loss. Yes, FF6 has a lot with dealing with loss. And there's a video on the channel about the parallels between the opera scene and the suicide scene. There's a lot of parallels between the two. And in the video, it's an old video now. And I didn't quite understand editing at the time, but definitely go see that one. Because it sort of highlights a lot of similarities between the opera and the unaliving scene. Question 3. Are we at 3? Yeah, we're at 3. What? Joseph's here. What's up, man? I'm glad you're here. Question 3. What forest does Zidane crash land in after escaping Alexandria? What is the name of the forest? And while you're answering that, I'm going to gush about Final Fantasy VI some more. And 9. I really think a lot of Final Fantasy games deal with loss, because I know that during the development of Final Fantasy III, I believe Sakaguchi, I could be wrong, but I believe Sakaguchi's mom died during the development of that, so he was sort of going through a lot. And I don't know, and I haven't played 3 in a really long time, so I don't know necessarily how much loss there is. Evil Forest is correct. Shop Monkey got it right. Evil Forest, Lunatic, great job. Yeah, 7 dealt with some loss also, which kind of ties into the video that's coming out later on this week. It's a massive video about Sephiroth, and the video's forever long, and I think it's going to be close to a 12 or 15 minute video. I think it's huge, and I just rescripted it and all that stuff. Evil Forest, absolutely. Nailed it. Oh, snap. Okay. There we are. Yeah, 7 has some loss. 9 has some loss. I feel like fighting something called Necron in Final Fantasy IX, I feel like, I don't know, it's pretty closely related to the end of the end, as it were. Super heavy stuff. And, like, 6 deals with, like, I don't know, unaliving oneself. An attempt to unalive oneself. Teenage pregnancy. I don't know. It's super heavy-handed, especially for a Nintendo game in 1994. Like, it's super heavy. 5 has loss. Yeah, it does. Which introduces another character that somehow has the same abilities as the other person. Good game, though. 5 is a great game. I need to go back and play it, too, but I'm playing 2 Final Fantasies at the moment. Celeste jumping off the cliff, that scene is so hard. Dude, Celeste has a lot going on in that game. First of all, whenever you meet her, she gets beaten up. Not in the recent versions. She gets a stern talking to. But in the Super Nintendo version, she gets like punched in the face like 7 times. And Locke, his story is so sad. With Rachel, absolutely. Absolutely. Rachel's story is horrifically sad. Just like, oh, he tried. Like, he tried so hard. But it is very strange that in the world of Ruin, I guess in the world of Balance too, that the, I don't know, to have that old fella just having her preserved in a, it's, I don't know, man. I don't know. All stories started at 4. For sure. There was so many things started with 4. I feel like, and I've said this many times, but I really feel like Final Fantasy IV set the RPG standard, and that's why it seems a little, I don't know, I won't say predictable, but predictable, because it, like, set everything in motion for other games to follow. Before that, there weren't really stories unless you read the manual and NPC stuff. Yeah. And even like the Mario games for NES. Like there's a story in there, but you have to read the manual for it. And who has those laying around anymore? I don't. I started replaying 6 recently, and I never noticed how Celeste throwing the flowers in the opera scene looks just like her scene. Yeah, I point that out in the video that I. That's actually what started. I was replaying 6, and that's the scene. I was like, oh, the way that she threw the flowers off looks just like how she threw herself off, and that's when I started making all the connections. And yeah, go check out that video if you haven't seen it. It's one of my favorite ones, but I did it really early in the YouTube journey, so I could probably redo it better now. Rachel's story was weird and creepy. He had his girlfriend preserved. Yeah. Even one has loss. Imagine you go through a war for the fate of the entire world. You win, and then you're left with the world set right, but nobody remembers you. Yeah, just 4 fiends with PTSD. Absolutely. For sure. And I think it even says that in the end credits, where it's like, no one remembers the something warriors. Too bad. The guy who kept Rachel alive was really weird. He was... The thing is, the old guy that kept Rachel alive, the entire time he's laughing. If you read his dialogue and stuff, he's just laughing the entire time. Gwa ha ha ha. And it's like, dude, why? He's either laughing to deal with the entire idea that he has a preserved body in his basement. Although she comes back to life for like a second. So I don't know. Locke is my favorite FF character. Locke's a great character. Tries to be the hero, but he has his shortcomings, as evidenced by the entire Rachel thing. And he spends his entire life trying to like rectify that and like come to terms with it, I guess. It's massive. And I think that's why I love the series so much. Oh, we have a quiz going on. Okay. Evil Forest was the fella, the name, not the fella. That's wrong. All right, moving on. Final Fantasy 9 quiz. Question something. 4, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. In the Festival of the Hunt, Zagnol appears when there's how much time left? It's very specific. And I got this one wrong also when I took the quiz. Jack is my favorite FF character. Jack's a great character too. He's really... I feel like he's sacrificed quite a bit also in order to make the cog wheels turn in the universe. Multiverse now in one of my recent videos. But Zagnol appears when there's how much time left in the Festival of the Hunt. Kind of specific, but maybe I should start doing multiple choice. Wow, I'll guess 5 minutes left. You're very close. And also, welcome aboard, Leo. Glad to see you. I'm here to kick chaos and chew chaos gum, and I'm all out of chaos. Dude, that's the first thing I noticed whenever I played through that game. I was like, good lord. I wonder in the script how many times the word chaos appears. It has to be in the thousands. 50 seconds? No, Leo was very close. Is there any place in Final Fantasy IV we can figure out where Culex from Super Mario RPG maybe came from? He has the FF4 battle music. Uh-oh. Dude! Whoa! This is a video idea. And it would tie in perfectly with the release of Mario RPG Remaster coming out. Oh my lord have mercy. Who said something about that? 4 on 6 said something about that. Great. You know the fellow Evil Forest, good guy. Yeah. Although Blank gets... oh, that's not... Yeah, that's Evil Forest. Also with Super Mario RPG Remake, it's not on Square Enix's YouTube. Does that mean they aren't involved? Probably not. Maybe, though. If I were a betting man, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have anything to write it down with paper, else I would. Just take note. 4 on 6 Mario RPG thing. I'm gonna have to work on that immediately. Lunatic, like 4 minutes, right? So it's right in between Leo's answer and Lunatic's answer. It's 4.5 minutes is when Zagnol shows up. But I was about to say something about Square and Nintendo's relationship, but I think it's pretty sure it's mended since, because we got the Pixel remasters very recently. But I don't know if rights were granted in order to make the Mario RPG thing. I don't know. I hope so. Something on the order of 70% of the dialogue sentences include the word chaos, according to some podcast I listened to. Wow. Yeah, I knew it was a lot. I knew that chaos was mentioned far more than anything else. Like, I'm pretty sure the only thing that would rival word count of the word chaos is the word the or I. Or like, it's mentioned so many times. I chaos thought chaos that chaos. Don't forget to look into the dialogue differences for Culex in the Japanese version. There's a lot of interesting talk/wordplay about Culex being an old-style 2D sprite. Really? In the pseudo 3D look of Mario RPG. I will have to do that. That's fantastic. No, I didn't know any of that. But yeah, dude, I have to cover that, and it has to be a video that comes out about the same time. I have to make that work. That would be massive. Thanks for that. 4 on 6. You'll get credit. If you 4 on 6. If you will, whenever the video does come out, if you'll comment on it, I'll pin your comment to the top. That way you'll get recognition, and I'll mention it in the video. But good thinking, brother. She Says has an interesting video on regional differences in Mario RPG. I love She Says. I found She Says like 5 years ago when he was still very small. And I'm so glad that he's really blown up. And, I mean, that guy's incredible. Write it down in Discord. I have here paper and stuff. I don't have... Dude, I know I'm going to forget it if I don't. Thanks, was hoping you'd do a video. I'm absolutely going to do a video on it. I have to. I 100% have to. That's the best video idea. And here I am scraping the barrel for video. That's not true. I've got plenty. But I never would have thought about connecting the two. But now I will. Question 5. We still got a quiz happening. The director specifically referred to the new Mario RPG as a re-release with enhanced graphics, I think. There's already a lot of evidence in the trailer that it's being incredibly faithful. Good. It needs to be. Thanks, Lunatic. I appreciate you throwing the pin. It needs to be incredibly faithful. I feel that's another one of those games to me that's shouldn't be touched. I feel like Final Fantasy VI is the same. Like, it would be cool to play it, a remake, but at the same time, don't touch it. You know? Like, it's, I don't know, it's weird. Oh, gosh. Question 5. This one's an easy one. What is Beatrix's... The sword that Beatrix has, what is it called? And we got a question about Vivi coming up real soon. And I love Vivi. But what is the sword that Beatrix uses? What is it called? It has a name. I got this one right whenever I took the quiz earlier. Dude, while you're answering that, I'm totally going to go get writing implements. Genius. Genius. I love that. Save the Queen, Leo. You are correct. Very good. I've kicked the microphone. I grabbed Ragnarok. Oh. Aspie and Leo are correct. Joseph, Ragnarok is not right, and I didn't want to tell you that it's not right. But it is Save the Queen. Lunatic got it right. There's so many swords. I grabbed my iPad thinking it was a writing thing. Save the Queen was a good sword in FF Tactics. It was. FF9's my favorite of the series. Fantastic. Leo, what other... If you're a fan of 9, does that mean you're a fan of the earlier games just in general? Or is that one like the standout to you? Man. I have to go back and replay Tactics. It's been far too long. It's okay, I was just shooting in the dark. Save the Queen! And it makes sense. To a degree. I like that Celeste gets to save the Queen in FF6 Advance. Really? Hold on. I didn't know that. Or did I know that and I just packed it in my brain somewhere? Like a closet filled with boxes of things you're never going to use again. Did I know that? I guess I didn't know that. Congrats, Pensive. You've taught me something. FF9 was a good nostalgia hit. Oh my gosh, there's an emoji icon in my way and I can't read. Good nostalgia hit for those who played the first couple. Yes. I never played 13, that's where I stopped. I played 13 and I got roughly halfway through it. Truth be told. There's sort of a funny story that goes along with it, but for now, I'll just say that. I got about halfway done with it and decided to call it quits. I'm going to write something really quickly. I'm hoping it doesn't move everything. Because now what I'm going to do is go back through Final Fantasy IV and just rip it apart and see if I can find anything. Next question. Wow, I've lost my place. All right. 3, 4, 5. Question 6. This one has to do with Vivi. Personal favorite character of mine and my wife's. What was Vivi's grandfather called? Good question. Do you know? Because I didn't whenever I took the quiz earlier. Vivi's grandfather. And also, while you're at it, whilst typing things, what's your favorite character in Final Fantasy 9? Mine's absolutely Vivi. I love Quan. Whoa. Leo. Boy, you're not wrong about 9 being your favorite. Quan, Shot Monkey, fantastic. Dang, dude. Quan, Lunatic, fantastic. I got this one wrong whenever I took the quiz. And I'm like, Vivi's my favorite character, and I don't know what his grandfather's name is. Leo's favorite FF9 character is Vivi. Mine also. I think Vivi goes through such a lot of things during that game. Leo's ultra fast, yeah. I didn't even finish the question. He's a Quan. Dang, dude. Great. Aspie's favorite character is Zidane. Or Zidane. However you want to pronounce it. I've read it several different ways. But yeah, Zidane's awesome too. Hey, he goes through a lot, especially towards the end of the game. Finding out his identity, where he's from. I guess Vivi goes through a very similar thing. But when I was playing through the game very recently, this a couple of weeks ago, I got to the part where you're on the delivery goods airship and you're going to Limblum. Javon's here. Vivi's just cute, yeah. Elizabeth loves Vivi. In 9, I'd say Freya. Freya, so many good characters in 9. Javon's here. Hello, Javon. But when I was on the part of the game where you're going through and about to enter Limblum, and that whole bit with the Black Waltz happens, and Vivi's just staring at these, like, Black Mage dolls, and he's just like, am I that? Like, is that what I am? Dude, I don't know, man. It's massive, and I don't want to think about it too much because I'll get upset. And I want to get upset. But I love that part. And then whenever all the dolls, like, defend Vivi because he's, like, one of their own, he's really confused. I still need to play 9. 9's fantastic. I'm going through it and 2 also. 9's fantastic. It's super good. Where am I at? Question 7. What is Freya's ultimate weapon called? Bum, 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 bum. I should have, like, dramatic music. Or Jeopardy music. But what is Freya's ultimate weapon called? I got this one wrong. I thought it was Cain's Lance, and it is not Cain's Lance. So, there's a hint. But man, again, that I'm gonna play it after I finish 16. Great. It's a good game to get through. Cain's Lance is not right. Aspie. I thought it was Whale Whisker. You're super close. Ryan got it right. And it also super good to see you, Ryan. Dang. Dragon hair is correct. I also probably should have said something about... It doesn't matter. Leo, yeah, it is more difficult. Lunatic got it. Dragon something Lance. Whale Whisker. It's very close. Dragon hair. Dragons. What do I have? Dragon hair. Good deal. But every time I think about 9, I think about that Limblum trip where Vivi sort of comes to... And I mean, it happens sort of all throughout the game. But, man, when the mage dolls... I refer to them as dolls. I don't know if that's exactly what they are, but... gosh. And he reaches for, like, the black mage hat. And then it, like, flies off. Oh, that whole scene, man. That whole scene gets me. Very well done, that game is. Question 8. Which jewel... The Briscoe. The Briscoe's here. What's up, the Briscoe? How are you? Alright, question 8. Which jewel allows Garnet to learn Shiva, the summon Shiva? I can't watch it. Well, it's a good scene. It's a lot of character development for Vivi. But it's terrifyingly sad. It's rough. It's a real good moment. I don't know. Like I said, it really helps. It really helps with Vivi's character development. 'Cause, like, it takes the idea that he's learning what he is and he's questioning who he is. And it does it in the beginning of the game, too, when he's like, why are you referring to me as such a crazy, powerful mage when I'm just a little guy? But then, and even at that scene, he's like, who am I still? I don't know. Opal. Leo, you're correct. It's Opal. Amethyst. I'm good. How are you? The Briscoe, never better. I'm thinking about whenever stream is over, I'm going to go... Well, there's a stream now and then a members-only stream, too. So, stay tuned for that. And then after that, we're going to go eat a delicious dinner, and I'm ready for it. Garnet, no. Opal. I didn't know that one. I got it wrong. Wait, crap, Opal. Yeah. It is indeed Opal. I was scratching my head for the longest time, and I was like, I cannot remember. It's also been a long time since I've been that far into it, but I don't know. Next question. Question 9. Also, my voice is shot from, I had a doubleheader gig weekend, and screaming into a microphone for 8 hours at a crowd of people. Dude, my voice is shot. I'm leaving that band, though, so there's that. Question 9. Quina can only eat enemies after below what percentage? After what HP percentage? When they're below this specific percentage of HP left. What is that percentage? Bum 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 bum. Dramatic music. Bum bum bum. Asking questions, getting answers. I should have an 8th. Incorrect. I didn't know the answer to this one either when I took the quiz. An 8th. Well, see, interesting. Hold on. Interesting, because the place when I took this quiz, it said 25%. Whenever I took the quiz. But you brought up Queen of being in trance. So I'm wondering now, because like Leo and Aspie both said 1/8. Interesting. And I just went with it, thinking it would be correct. But maybe that's not the right way. I'm pretty sure it's 25% though. But it's also been a really long time. So there's that. I thought it was 50, but it's been too long. It's been a long time for me too. But the answer I have here is 25%. I don't know whether it's right or not. Every other thing was right, though. I don't know. His command... I can't see due to... thing. I'm gonna have to fix this. From eat to cook. For a long time, I didn't like Quina as a character. For the longest time. And by the end of the game, I was like, oh, I can see. Yeah, I can see using Quina now. Because, like, it's just a big, goofy character. But then you play the game. And then Square has a way of making things mean things. Last question. Are you ready? Maybe hit the interwebs up. That's where I got the answer from. I don't even know how to word it in a way that makes sense to my brain right now. I'm going to pop in Discord real quick. See what's going on. Not a thing. All right. All right, last question. And then we're going to call somebody from Discord. We're going to have a conversation. It's going to be great. Leftovers good. Leftovers are good. Last question. How many chocographs are there? Ben. Dude, I'm super happy to see you. Fantastic. Ben's here. Everybody say hello to Ben. Boy, I've got viewers from all over the place now. We are located all over the world at the moment. And I guess that's the case for most things, but here we are. I'm so happy. Yeah. Queenie's a good character. How many chocographs are there? Leo says 40. Leo, that is according to what I have written down, that is incorrect. Aspie 24, yes. Absolutely. According to what I have down, whether that's correct or not, it's debatable. 24, yes. Super glad Ben's here. Ben, really quickly, how's everything going with your channel? What's your analytics look like? What's a chocograph? A lot. Yeah, far too many. Oh wow, I was way off. I remembered it was either 28 or 24 whenever I took the quiz, and I was 24. It was 24. But Ben, tell me all about your YouTube channel and how it's doing. And also, feel free. I'm gonna allow this to happen. Feel free to drop a link to your channel. That way everybody else can check it out too. Maybe I should have like a YouTube like creator stream where I'm like, all right, let's go over some strategies real quick. Dude, I might do that. That'd be neat. I think that would be super cool. Because like I want to help other people make YouTube stuff too if that's what they want to do. But you really got to want to do it. That's what I've learned over the course of the last 8 years. If you just want to do YouTube just because you want to say that you do YouTube, stop. Sweet. I believe through because we talk on Twitter sometimes, and I believe that's where you showed me a link to that channel originally. I do believe. And truth be told, I haven't seen it since, but I'm also working on a lot of funny things at the moment. Some really, really massive videos is what I'm working on. And again, my voice is dead due to show stuff. If anybody else also, really quickly, if anybody else also has YouTube channels and like you post regularly and like you make videos and stuff, like I'm more than happy to help anybody get their channel off the ground. I can only do so much, but like as far as content strategies and things that I've learned, and I mean I've only got 2,600 subs, but like I can still help anybody get past certain thresholds, not all of them, but I only made it inspired by you. Dude, I will quit streaming right now and go cry because you said that. That's ultra nice. That's super nice of you to say. That's the link. I can't read half of things that people say because of this stupid emoji icon that's in the way. Been to IKEA and it's taken my soul. I can imagine. That's lots of screws and wood that you got to throw together. Dude, I can't get over that. It's super nice. But yeah, I can absolutely, like, we can do it live. I don't care. Just talk about, set up a creator section on Discord. Yeah, we can do that too. I'm more than happy to like, tell you everything I've learned so far. It's super fine. I've actually thought about making, like, a video course. I can only get you so far, though. So I can't, like, get you to 1 million subs, because I clearly am not there myself. Although we'll see what happens after these next 4 or 5 videos drop. They're massive. The next one that comes out this week is a Sephiroth video. And basically it's Sephiroth is a terrible villain. And here's a 15-minute video illustrating why I think he's a terrible villain. I got you. Heck yeah, Javon. Javon is who runs our Discord currently. And so he'll set up a little creator section. That'd be great, man. Awesome. Thank you for that. Good deal. If anybody has stream fighting games some night, oh cool. Lunatic, do you do it? Do you do it here on YouTube? On YouTube, or do you do it on Twitch, or where do you do it? Of course, for the first 1 to 10K is really where most people struggle. Yeah, I struggled with. I got my first 100 subs on this channel in 41 days. And then it took me, I think, 2 months to get to 200. And then once I got to 1,000, no, actually, once I got to 800 subs, everything, like, I couldn't, like, I don't know. It just sort of went crazy. Javon is the live stream. Indeed, Javon is the live stream. The real villain of 7 was Dr. Hojo. Turns out, that's very true. Yeah, YouTube. Okay, cool, very cool. Now, how do those stream, Lunatic? How do those streams go for the most part? Do they go all right? My channel's pretty boring, but people seem to like it. That's how I felt about mine too, man. Whenever I first started it, I was like, who cares about any of the stuff that I'm saying? I was like, I'm going to keep going because it gives me a reason to play games again. And that's what I want more than anything. Man, I wanted to dissect Hojo. We all did. And to an extent, through doing research for the Sephiroth video, Professor Gast isn't much better. Sephiroth was like Frankenstein's monster. 100% yes. It's not as fun as your... Stop with... Dude, okay. I can't take compliments very well, so thank you, and I'm just going to leave it at that. There's some sort of spike where at some point when you get a certain amount of views, it explodes a bit. That's sort of what happened. I got to 800 subs, and I just remember looking at my... Now, I'd had a little spike in views very early on, much more early than I cared. I was still figuring out what I was doing, and I had a huge spike in views one day. It took place over a couple of weeks, and I was like, what is happening? And I don't know how to follow this up. And then back this past January, it happened again, and I went from 800 subs to over 1,000. I got monetized, I think, a month later or something. It just exploded. And I'm very grateful and very happy about it. And now I just want to, like, run with it and do everything that I can do. I'm setting up my little office, and we'll be doing Ben. Oh, dude, I totally forgot about that. I totally forgot about that. Dude, whenever you get that channel set up, I will be more than happy to promote it. Dude, that's fantastic. YouTube tests your videos trying to find out where to promote to promote you to see if you've got the touch or the power. Yeah, that's kind of what happened, and I feel like based off of my analytics for the last video I put out, that's what's happening with this last one too. And I'm always really happy when YouTube does that because it'll give you a really good insight as to how your video will do in front of a huge mass of people. So that's super fun. I like that a lot. Whoa. Okay. But yeah, definitely, we can set up like a little creators area. I do a bit of 14 dungeons and raids too. Fantastic. 40-year-old man playing video games from the late 90s to probably not many people. Well, here's the thing though. I'll be 38 in October, and dude, Returner's Hideout's growing all right. And so I that was a big thing for me too, was like, I'm far too old to do any of this dad banter. Yeah. Grills and taxes. But at the same time though, I feel like what a better time what a better time for your voice to be heard no matter how old you are and no matter how many bottled caps of Diet Dr. Pepper that you drop. I forgot the word. But definitely do that. I feel like everybody should. I like really put time into content creation. If you need a creative outlet of any sort. After starting this whole thing, like I can't imagine not doing it now. Yeah, but your video quality, especially the editing, is absolutely amazing. Man. Ben, thank you. That's too many compliments. I'm overloaded. If you have a passion and you love what you do, then people will come eventually. Yeah, that's what I've learned. That's one of the things I've learned. I got a buddy about our age who plays nothing but Pokemon and fan mods, and he quit his job to do it full time. You'll definitely get viewers. I mean, the channel's only a year and a half old at this point. I started it in February of last year with the release of Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remasters, the same day that this channel really launched. The first video was uploaded then. It's like my toddler's done it. Editing, I spend, Ben, for some context, it takes me 2 or 3 days to plan and write a video. It takes me 20 seconds, it feels like, to film it, and then it feels like 6 months of editing. And my Mac is about to explode. I just remembered I just ordered a computer. Oh my lord. I just got really excited. It'll be here in like a week and a half or something. Holy moly. Alright, good. My spirits just went through the roof over something I did an hour and a half ago. But anyway, I got a new computer because the Mac that I've been using for the channel thus far is really on its last legs now. I was editing a video 2 weeks ago and it crashed and died and wouldn't restart and then restarted itself. It's been a mess. But editing just takes forever. Takes forever to do if you do it right. And I'm constantly learning new editing tricks because since for a long time now that if you look at comments in videos, it really comes down to, dude, your editing is amazing. And once I got that comment the first time, I was like, okay, I really got to put time into it, and I really got to make sure to really do it right. And then it becomes like a fun thing. I don't know, you come up with ways to do different things. And actually, right now I'm spending time, Ben, just to give you some like context on editing and stuff. I've spent an entire day coming up with, I did this while I was at work, but I spent an entire day coming up with I won't say an entire day. It was maybe 3 or 4 hours as I was working on other things. I actually do my job, but I had some downtime. I spent 3 or 4 hours coming up with 10 or 11 different screen transitions that I think would be fun to utilize. And if that gives you any, like, you have to think about it. You have to eat, sleep, and breathe YouTube. And I love it, but boy, it's very taxing. I don't do it right. I do it in my limited free time, like when I'm on the loo. Do you edit while you're on the loo? That's such a cool word for a toilet, by the way. British people I love British everything, and I think we've talked about this before. But I have a huge admiration for like British humor and British bands. I love them all. It's fantastic. I know some AI tools being developed for editing. Not sure what level they're at yet. I had read something AI editing was happening. And it's exciting, but it's also terrifying at the same time. From a standpoint of like, if you submit this video to be edited by AI, will it then learn stuff about you that you may not need to know necessarily? Yes, I do. Fantastic. On my iPhone 14. Wonderful. I edit on a 13-year-old iMac that's just clunking by, and I actually make a joke about that in one of the videos coming up. Well, that's all the Final Fantasy IX questions I have. And actually, if you will continue to chat for a moment, I'm going to do a Lou visit of my own, and I'm going to call Javon, and we're going to talk to Javon for a while. I always joke that my second fantasy novel was written exclusively on, I can't read, on my throne. 110,000 words. Oh, by the way, for anybody who doesn't know, Ben has a fantasy novel out, and I haven't read it yet, but I'm sure it's fantastic. Kefka versus Sephiroth, who wins? Kefka by a landslide. Kefka was a maniacal freak of nature. Also kind of a sad story, too, if you get into it. But Ben, drop a link to your fantasy novel, too. I'll check it out. In the meantime, I'm going to go, and I'll be right back, and we're going to talk to Javon for a while. So I love you. I'll be back.
Hello there. How you doing? It's good to see you all. Hear you. Oh yeah, definitely. It's like yeah, I've seen you before, but now you're actually hearing me for the first time. It's kind of funny that way. No, I'm a pretty open book. I'm fine with talking with whatever.
me go back. All right. I realize that I can be heard talking to Javon. Whoops, mistakes happen, but so all right. He designed those little things. Yeah, all the Terra sprites. I made them specifically for this and members.
I don't know how sensitive my mic is, so I have to. It's relatively new, so
That's
let me
fine.
know if you get feedback.
It sounds good in my ears, man.
Okay.
So I'm here with Javon, and sweet.
Hi.
So, call a member section. I have all this stuff plotted out. All right. So, Javon, first of all, I said this, and probably everybody heard this too, but like putting a voice to a name is crazy to me. And so, like, talking to you for the first time, like, dude, this is insanity in my brain because we've talked so much.
Yeah. It is.
But what is,
unreal.
huh?
It's a little unreal.
It is. What is your favorite Final Fantasy of all time?
Oh, without a doubt, Final Fantasy VI. It brings me so many good memories. Like I didn't have it like exactly a rough childhood, but I was kind of a lonely kid, and Final Fantasy brought me comfort. I was able to like find friends through Final Fantasy VI exactly, where we would mess around and not really do our PE. We'd do the bare minimum, and then we'd like talk about Final Fantasy or like play like the Final Fantasy on our phones. I'll word it that way. And we would always, just have a good time, make jokes about it. Then we went back and played some of the others. But Final Fantasy VI, just the story, the music, everything about it. It's just, I don't have too many like absolute favorite things, but that's one of them for sure.
Sure. I mean, that's my favorite of all time, and I've said that many times. So it's super interesting. They said, I just turned up Javon's audio, so it should be all right. They said that they're having a hard time hearing you, but I had the desktop audio really low.
Okay.
But hopefully that's better. And moving on. So, Javon, just so strange, dude. All right. So do you have a family at the moment, like a family of your own, or are you just sort of hanging out, doing your own thing?
So I'm actually living with my mother, and then also like my younger brother and sisters.
Sweet.
Because rent's kind of expensive, and I'm in college, so it's like opposed to paying for college, I can pay my part of the mortgage and keep a job.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
do things that way. It makes things a lot easier and convenient. And of course, I pull my weight as well. You gotta, but it makes things a lot easier than doing things on my own for sure.
And well, you said you're going to college. What are you going to college for specifically?
So I'm in college for video game development, specifically more the concept art side of things, because I love artwork. I've been drawing pretty much since I want to say fourth, fifth grade. I didn't take it seriously until seventh, so I'm like, I want to pursue this. I love gaming. Why not combine the two?
Yeah, fantastic. And dude, so I guess for those of you, I'm tried to make it clear in the video, but you did the artwork for Jack Garland in the maybe not the last video, but the video before that, you did the Garland drawing for it. And dude, it's great. Like, super cool, man.
Oh, thank you very much. I was kind of going crazy when I first had the opportunity. I was like, oh my goodness, I get to do video for somebody that I find really well, the picture of a video for somebody I find really cool, and I get to also draw from one of my favorite franchises. My brain was melting, and while we were putting it together, I was like, how am I going to do this? I want this to look good. Should I go more of my traditional style? Should I spaz it up? I was losing my mind, and then eventually I had to sit down and just be like, it's a drawing. Just do what comes naturally, and we'll take it from there. But
yeah.
It was a little terrifying.
No,
not gonna lie.
Don't be terrified. It's all good. Man, it turned out great, and it's still up.
Thank you.
I did have to change the background that I made for it But that's me. Like, I didn't. The only thing I think I did was I added Garland holding like a world. I think that's all I added. But I didn't want to touch the design. I thought you're part of it with the color going off of Garland's armor, dude. Nailed it. I could not have asked for a better picture of Garland. Like, it turned out so good.
Oh, thank you very much.
So, do you feel like anything is holding you back in your life right now?
This is a conversation I have with myself every week.
Oh, snap.
So, I think at the moment, part of it is, I guess, I'm not the most social person. Most of my social interactions are kind of online because it's like, work, school, home, and that's kind of just the cycle that I do.
Yeah.
And me getting past that the lack of socialness, that's not a way to phrase it, but we'll go with that lack of socialness.
Yeah.
Just getting past that part. And, I'm not very, like, out there as well. I don't mind discussing things, but it's like I keep mostly, to myself. You look at my account, it's like nothing but my art, maybe like one picture from like 2 years ago of myself. But yeah, I don't know. I've never felt like I had to, show myself or let myself out there, and I've kind of just let my artwork speak for itself. But
Sure.
I've kind of had to learn that there's a balance between, me and the art, and I can't just have one without the other, especially in the social media landscape we live in today.
Sure. Yeah, for sure. For sure. And consequently, on the same token, what do you feel like is pushing you forward in life right now? Sort of a positive thing in your life.
In my life. Oh, before I answer, I just noticed Lunatics. I can definitely draw your Warrior of Light. I actually did want to do like a little project of that, like just drawing people's Warriors of Light. So if like we can find a way to get them to contact me, that'd be an awesome project after the one I finish. But
Lunatic is in Discord, so I'm sure it wouldn't be anything to link up.
Oh yeah, definitely. Just shoot me a message. Feel free. I love drawing other people's characters. I'm at a point where I can actually do it now, so I'm like, yes, let me take it all on. But back to the question at hand. I'd say the thing that's pushing me for sure is my drive and ambition for like one day having the stories and the characters that I've created be seen, and the fact that it's like it's a passion. Artwork is a passion for me. It's gotten me through many a times, or whether I'm at like the highest highs or the lowest lows, I can almost always depend on creating something that feels genuine. So
Dude,
that's what's keeping me going for sure.
Dude, I'm speechless right now. Like that's such a where do I even start? I love that answer more than anything. And Ben says that he'd go for a pint with you, Javon.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, man. And so
I'm honored.
having oh my gosh, you brought up having sort of not necessarily issues, but issues with being seen versus your art being seen. And now with your characters wanting to sort of be seen also, I don't know. That's such a weird, like. All right, let me get comfortable.
Yeah, we're getting serious here.
So, gosh, and I'm trying to piece it all together. It makes a lot of sense. Because you were saying something about having problems with being social also. And so wanting to be heard and seen. Dude, your art, just do it, man. Like, I don't know any other way to just do it because, like, you're really good at it. And
Thank you.
and like Ben's wanting you to draw stuff, Lunatic's wanting you to draw stuff. I've got more stuff for you lined up also. So like, dude, I just want to help everybody out, and like I just want to give everybody everything. But just do it, man. You're super good at it. Super good at it,
man. No, Bannon has inspired me once more.
So, I think I already know the answer to this question, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Where in the world are you watching from?
I am watching from Los Angeles. You know, I'm like the middle of the desert. You know, there's a civilization here, but it's not like LA. It's like California. I said Los Angeles. I'm in California, but like nowhere near Los Angeles. I'm starting to get nervous now. You can tell.
Oh, dude, don't get nervous. It's all good.
Oh man,
dude, just say the word and we'll go back behind the scenes and we'll have a conversation off screen. It's totally fine.
Oh no, it's more so just like, as I said, like I'm not really used to. I'm like, you know, I'm a very private person a lot of the times. More so just because it's like I'm in my creative zone. But it's like, hold on. Breathing is a thing apparently, and so is English. So I have to remember that, you know, you can be social sometimes, and sometimes my mouth speaks faster than my brain can process.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, we'll work around that.
Literally before every stream, I have to go take a walk and like have to get myself ready. Like that 10-minute timer that I put on before stream start, I do that so I'm like can sit down and go, okay, all right. What am I doing? How am I going to do this? I do the same thing. Sweet. Ben says, well, first of all, Ben, what is Yorkshire tea like? I've never had it. And yes, also, if anybody wants art done from Javon, like it, and if you're in Discord, please.
Yeah,
like
I'm
super good.
I'll do anyone who's in the Discord or, you know, who's a part of the Returners Hideout. You know, I'll definitely, you know, I'll put it out for you for free. It's kind of, you know, it's a really little community now, so I'll give back to you guys since you guys have, you know, done pretty well for me, giving me a community, a place to just chill every once in a while.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Elizabeth says afterwards too. Yes, after stream. There's a reason that there's a 30-minute pause between member streams and regular streams.
Okay.
I have to just like stop and like, okay. 4 on 6 is making pork chops, so that's cool.
Save me a piece.
Yeah, for sure. Send me one. It'll take forever to get here, but if I actually get a pork chop in the mail, I might explode.
That'd be hilarious.
I didn't even know there was a Discord. Ben, so yes, the Discord is for members. So that's my shameless plug. Yeah, for sure. There's a Discord. We're all here. Well, not all, but a good majority. It's super fun, and I show up randomly and say things like, my toilet or my bathroom floor is messed up. That was a whole mess.
Oh, I didn't know what to say to that, but I was kind of like mindlessly watching. I was like, oh, this is kind of interestingly entertaining.
My toilet floor or my bathroom floor being messed up?
Because it was like, I remember having a similar situation back at like our apartment building way back when, and it was just like bringing back little memories of like, oh no, we didn't have to replace the... No, that was a separate situation. But yeah, when we had gotten our bathroom flooded, and then we had our... like one of the rooms collapsed because of all the rain, so we had to get, you know, everything replaced.
Gosh, yeah.
With the yeah, so that was an event, but it was just like kind of like a funny little. I remember being in that situation.
Man, it's not fun at all.
In hindsight, it's kind of like, oh yeah, I remember when that happened, but yeah, in the moment it's not, because you're freaking out like, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Where are we gonna be for the next couple of days? Where are we gonna eat? How much are we gonna spend on eating? Because, you know, you can't really be inside the house when certain little things happen.
Yeah. It started with our toilet sinking into the ground.
Oh.
And we had a buddy of mine come over last week. We had a buddy of mine come over, and he ripped up all the tile in my bathroom floor, and just to see how bad it was, and it was way worse than I thought it was. And I mean, he did a good job, and he fixed it up. Now I got to just put flooring down. But I've got chicken marinating in white wine, garlic, and herbs. Dude.
That sounds good.
Sounds very good. Shop Monkey says, members Discord is growing. Gonna be one heck of a place to hang out. One day, man. I'm really, really hoping one day. That'd be super cool.
One day at a time.
Absolutely. That's my motto. So, Jay, is there anything that you want to say to anybody? Everybody? Who's all here? I don't know.
Well, to all the people in the Discord, you guys are pretty awesome. And, I appreciate just having like this little community where we can just, talk about Final Fantasy VI or other games that we like, or, just random little messages here or there. I know that I've been talking to one person because I'm working on like a Final Fantasy X Mario kind of crossover. Because, the announcement of Super Mario RPG, I was like, hey, what if I actually fuse the two since Square Enix worked on the original? And I feel so bad because I'm like, the name's drawing a blank on me right now.
Oh, that's okay. I draw blanks all the time.
It was Mindless Meat. There we go. Shout out to Mindless Meat and Kane Hyman. But they were like giving me some little ideas on, little things that I could do or an idea here or there. And I was like, it's little things like this that just makes it feel so great to be a part of a little community. So I thank you guys. For sure.
Javon, you're gonna make me tear up like a child, and I don't do well with that sort of thing. But and this, like, completely separate from everything, like, it's this. Like, if I were to ever be asked why I started Returner's Hideout, it's this. Like, this is my favorite thing on the planet, because, like, growing up, and I've said this on the channel many times, but like growing up, I just had my cousin Adam that played Final Fantasy games.
Yeah.
And that was it. And I couldn't go to school and talk about it because like it was almost a reason to be bullied at the time.
I can see that.
And
the people weren't as open as we are now in the modern day about loving gaming.
Sure. I mean, you were beaten up for it. I was never beaten up, but like I knew people who were. And and like this, to have this now, and dude, I don't even know what to say. Like, worth it.
I can
100% worth it. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Say what?
I said all I can say is thank you, because you've done some good for the world, man.
Dude,
definitely done some good.
I don't know how to say anything, man.
What are words?
Yeah, what are words? It's been worth it. It's been completely worth it. And everything from like, I've met new people from around the world. I'm talking to Javon right now, who lives like probably 8 or 12 hours away, and we would have never met otherwise. Like, that sort of stuff blows my mind.
It's trippy to think about.
Yeah. And dude, like, this is the coolest thing ever, and I love this. And if I could actually do this full time, it would be the best job I've ever had.
Oh yeah. I can't wait to see you, like, you grow and the community grow and see what else you produce, because it's just been so awesome to see, man.
Dude, thanks so much, man. I don't know how to take it. You can ask my wife. I'm the worst at taking compliments, and this is no different.
Oh, I am as well. I'm like, my brain immediately goes, what do you mean by that? What is the deeper implications of this compliment here, opposed to just saying thank you? So I get you, man.
4 on 6 says, Javon, do you have a favorite character in 6?
Okay. This is a little hard for me to answer. So I'm going to have to separate this in gameplay and design and in story, because it's a little complicated. When gameplay-wise, I'd have to say Celeste, because Runic once you learn how to use it properly, is such a broken ability. When it comes to design, I'm probably gonna have to say, um, I might have to say Cyan, because I mean, you gotta love a good samurai.
Oh, sure. And
And
that mustache, bro.
oh, that mustache is to die for. And I guess when it comes to the story, it's Terra, because that story. I think it was able to resonate with me even at a younger age, and to some extent it resonates with me now because it's just like that feeling of just not knowing or not understanding, whether it's like where you come from or where you've been in your life, or the situations that you are where you just don't understand a certain feeling or a concept, only to later learn it through unorthodox ways. It's such a compelling story, and I always try to find ways to just sneak Final Fantasy VI into a conversation or to get somebody to try the game. Like, get past the sprites,
Yeah.
try the game. Especially people who don't like sprites. Whether I try to find some way to like link whatever they like into Final Fantasy VI, just to be like, hey, you should try this game.
Yeah. And I think,
Yeah.
and I've got a bit of a video coming up where it's like, if you play a Final Fantasy game and you don't like it and you're ready to throw the series away, at the very least, give 6 a try.
Yes. That reminds me, I did wind up telling what was that? That was my English teacher because we were talking about opera, and you know where this is going. But
I do.
like I was like, hey, opera is great, and I found out about opera through Final Fantasy VI, funny enough, and that's where I found my love for it. And my teacher was, he's a little bit older, but he was willing to let me play which version was that? I think it was it was one of the CD versions. It's leaving my Distant Worlds.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was the Distant Worlds version, the longer one, where he let me play that in the class, and I never felt more proud of myself in my life.
Yeah.
Because he was like, "Oh, this is really good," and this was from a game, and I'm like, "Yeah, it was from Final Fantasy VI. You guys should give it a try."
Yeah. Shamelessly plug the game. It's that
Yeah,
good, though.
it is.
That's super cool also that your teacher let you do that. Because I know
I,
some that I had that would not let that happen.
oh no, yeah. I don't know how I lucked out in that because I was a good student, but of course I always had to like how do I put? I wasn't exactly like the teacher's pet, but I wasn't a class clown. I was like perfectly in the balance where they would let me say and get away with certain things because they were like, his grades are good. So
Yeah.
I was probably a bad example for the class, but
Well, Jay, is there anything else you want to say?
um, I guess thank you for having me on here, man. And I kind of want to plug my art account,
Do it.
if you don't mind.
Do it.
So, my art account is Javon's Illustrations. It's my name Jovans and then Illustrations, and you can find me there. Reach out. I almost always answer. As I said, feel free. I'll put my name in there if Leonard doesn't. But
Oh, go for it, man. This is
but
this is your moment, my friend.
it feels weird advertising myself. I'm so sorry. But I really do want to say thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for creating such an amazing thing for all of us to just come together and to enjoy videos and enjoy the live streams. So I guess thank you for the millionth time.
Dude, I feel, man, you're welcome. I don't know. I feel like that's something I should say. But yeah, Jay, if you'll type your handle and everything, like what platform it's on, just type it in chat and throw it in there, man.
Okay. Yeah, I do have I mostly spend a lot of my time on Instagram. I have a TikTok, but I don't touch it because it's only really to post like here or there. It's kind of toxic, so I stay away from TikTok as much as possible.
Understood.
And Twitter as well, but I don't really want to talk about Twitter. It's also kind of toxic.
Understood.
But yeah, That's where you can find me. You know, when I'm not working on an art piece, or even when I'm working on an art piece, I'll probably be on there. I'll respond almost immediately, as long as you're not a bot. Looking out for any bots out there. But yeah, that's where you can find me, or Discord. You know, shameless plug to the Discord. Please
Sure.
check it out, everybody. That's another place where you can find me. But yeah, I think that's it for me today.
Sweet, man. So, everybody, I will be right back, and then after that, we're just gonna hang out again. We're gonna talk about stuff, but hopefully, I'm gonna get all this stuff right and not completely mess it up. But anyway, I will be back momentarily, and we're gonna continue on with the last 30 minutes or so of stream, and then member stream after that. I might have to get some water and stuff. I'll be right back.
I need to do the same.
Whoa. So, wow. Talking with Javon was the coolest thing that ever happened. So much, in fact, that we continued the conversation off camera, and just an absolutely killer dude. I could not have asked for anything better. So what's happening? I disappeared for a while. The Shorto is here. Hi, Shorto. I was out swimming with the wife and youngest daughter, and we got hit with a severe thunderstorm warning. Oh, so the pool got shut down. Some sad times indeed. I'm sorry to hear that. Man, what a cool day. I'm very excited about everything. And indeed, I stabbed you, Shorto. Indeed, in the Discord, there's been a stabbing. I don't know. It looks as if it could be Tonberry related. We'll see. Chimera's here. Chimera, we just got off the phone. I'm 90. We just got off a call with Javon, and it was fantastic. So you'll definitely, when this is over, have to go back through and check that out. That was the coolest thing. But yeah, it looks as if you've been stabbed by a Tonberry, so you don't have much time. Get to a local medical facility. Those Tonberries are ruthless. I've lost where Discord is. There it is. I don't even know. Typically, I would do something like, all right, we're gonna do some fun thing now with the chat and with this whatever. I can't follow that up with anything. Like, what do you do after such a cool conversation? I just want to like rest on that and just like chew on that for a minute. Did you at least move forward inches at a time for 10 rounds? Got a Phoenix down. Great. Hate Tonberries that scare me. Tonberries are very scary. I always go back and watch what I miss. Sounds cool. It was the coolest moment in on a stream I think I've had. And I almost cried several times. In truth. There have been many almost cryable moments. I was on a boat in the middle of there's an emoji thing in a way. I'm going to have to get rid of that. In the middle of a lake and fishing, and a bad storm rolled in. It was so scary. Something like that happened here recently. There was some people in my band that were out on the lake also, on the river, and big storm rolled in. Last week, after a cool conversation, you fixed the toilets. That's very true. A toilet did get fixed. The whole floor is the most solid floor I've ever walked on. So it worked out really well. Man. Yeah, dude, I can't follow that up with anything awesome. I can't, like... That was the most awesome thing that happened in a long time. Like, for me personally. So, yeah, that's... I'm going to go get ready for a member stream. Sweet. So, members, I'll be going on, well, right now it's 2:42, and I'm going to go on members only stream at 3:30. So, you got about 45 minutes or some change left, if you want to hang out there. And gosh, I'll see you there. I literally have to go, like, recover from talking to probably one of the nicest people I've ever talked to. But that was incredible. So, Javon, thank you again. That was amazing. And members only. 45 minutes, I'll be there. I got some catching up to do with my brain. So, I love you all. Thank you for being here today. And I will see you back here next week, where I'll probably have another quiz, and I'll probably have an update on the Mario RPG QLEX Final Fantasy IV thing that 4-on-6 brought.